Welcome back, everybody, to Overdunk episode 28. This is the competitive Pokemon Unite podcast. My name is Zoinks, and today I am joined by a squad that I've been saying before the show I've been casting for a long time now. I feel like I'm always casting Millennium games, but I haven't gotten the pleasure of talking to them until now. Welcome to the show, Millennium.
Hey, what up?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course, guys. I'm really excited to have you on the show. Just been interviewing a bunch of teams. I'm excited to get to another one of NA's best. It's going to be exciting. You guys have been qualifying for every single monthly finals so far, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. That May, no exception. You guys are going to be heading into that this weekend. It's going to be a very exciting tournament. Luckily, I get to cast it there too. So excited to shoutcast over some Millennium games. It's going to be a good time.
Nice.
Before we get into the show, learning a little bit about your team, we got to get to know you guys individually in case anybody listening, either live on Twitch or in podcast land later on, doesn't know who you are. Let's just do a quick round of introductions. So, right above me, Doin, I need you to introduce yourself first.
Hello, everyone. My name is Russell, aka Doin, or some people know me as Elo Poppy was my original name, and then Decoy. I swapped names a lot. I got the name Doin because my 2-year-old daughter, every time she sees me playing this game, she always comes up to me and says, Doing? so I was like, all right, let's do that. So that's where my name comes from, and I'm most known for probably my my Machamp gameplay.
Cool.
I think I made Fui make a video about it after I stomped him into the ground, but you know. All right.
I love that. Very cool. And do you play top lane for Millennium?
Yes, I am the top laner, the one and only.
Doing. Sorry for just going in blind on your name's pronunciation. I definitely thought I had it, but I'll make sure to reference each time. Essentials, why don't you go next? But yeah, fall same format. Say who you are, what people might know you for, and then what role you play for Millennium.
Yeah, my name is Essentials. I play for their support on this team here for Team Millennium. Cool. I started out with Eldegoss, and then now that a Hoopa meta came along, and now I'm a Hoopa main, playing for Team Millennium. And how I really got together on this team, actually it was brought in by Doin. Thankful for him for bringing me in here and being together and competing with him, since I did compete with him prior to this, and really had a good time. So just meeting up with Uno, Gotak, and CT, it really helped out, and here we are today. What I might be best known for, honestly, just I'm not too sure actually. I don't really know what I'm known for. I think I'm just kind of like that guy in the background, kind of be like, yeah, and then play the game and do my job, right? But yeah, but I feel like that's what I'm good for, and I feel like there is my name is put out there sometimes, but I just don't even know. But like, I really appreciate it though, like that no name is known out there.
No, I think that's all about to change, right? May's the tournament for Millennium. It's gonna be hype. I'm excited for the squad. Gotak, how about you?
Well, my name is Gianfranco, and I'm Go to Global in Game. I'm the bot attacker for Team Millennium, and nothing really special about me. Just little in the shadows. I can be known maybe for really enjoy playing Cramorant, and that's what what we're trying right now. Even though it's not in the meta, got a little buff, but try to make it work. Before I used to play a lot of Pikachu with the triple attack supports. What in the meta I was playing Hoopa too. Okay. So a little bit of everything in there, but I enjoy more like the ADC style that you can play in other games like League of Legends. Some range attackers. That's what I enjoy the most. So. Cool. Yeah, it's good to be in the show. Thank you.
Cram's back, baby. I love to hear it. Uno, how about you go next?
My name's Uno, whatever. I think what I'm best known for is honestly, every time people see me in ranked, bro, it's like they know I'm coming with a squad. Like it's always gonna be a hard game. It's not gonna be easy to get a win off me. Yeah. And of course, I'm the jungler of Team Millennium.
Very nice. Cool. Yeah, no, we've been watching you play for jungle for quite some time. I've definitely cheered on your Cinderace quite a bit in games. That's the more iconic games that I'm thinking about that I've called out before. But,
thank you.
CT, how about you round out the rest of our introductions here?
Yo, what's good? My name is CT, or Mr. CT. I'm the tank for Millennium, and I'm Uno's biggest hater.
Preying on Uno's downfall out here, man. Come on.
I guess I'm best known for. I mean, I play a variety of tanks. More recently in the meta, like you see more like Blissey. So I've been playing her more recently, Slowbro, Snorlax, Rip in Peace Snorlax.
Bring it back! I
honestly,
want my boy back.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm best known for.
Gotcha. Very, very cool. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for getting on the team. I'm glad we got a little bit of an intro to who you are as individuals, but now we got to pivot a little bit so we can get to know Millennium as a team. Now, if you've listened to Overdunk before, you probably already know the next couple of questions that I'm going to be introducing to the team, but they're my favorite, and it's my show, so I get to choose what questions I ask. Guys, the one I love to start with every single time, it's always the best one to get to know the teams by far the most. Who ints the most on Millennium?
No, sorry.
That's got to be me, bro. I am the one.
Okay, so Dada, Duin, and Uno are the 2 votes, but Duin voting for themselves. Okay.
I would like to elaborate, right?
Go ahead.
Okay, so inting implies you're intentionally doing it, and out of everyone on this team, I am clearly the person that limit tests the most. So like, I see a 1v4 angle, 1v5, I'm like, I gotta try it, you know. So like, I'm in the bush, and I just gotta go for it. So I would say inting, that's me. Now, if you want to talk about just getting caught out or bad plays, I don't know, maybe not me.
Okay, sure. Maybe the other ones.
Maybe the other guys.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, well, I think that's a really nice way to do it. We have the sacrificial lamb to that question, not as much finger pointing as usual. I like that answer. Let's talk about the next one, though, a bit more of a positive spin. Guys, who is the slept-on carry of the team? Maybe the one that doesn't get as hyped up by Twitch chat every time, but secretly the rest of the team, you gotta give credit where credit's due.
Thank you, guys.
This man, nah, come on, Gotek.
All right, CT, who's your vote for it then?
That's interesting. Actually, kind of funny enough, Gotek does be securing a lot of things. But also Elo, I've seen him pull off like some massive plays with Machamp, like getting those clutch ults in or get 3 people and like a single. At the same time, though, I just be securing with Blissey Egg Bomb or Trevenant Curse, like it happens here and there. It's the most hilarious thing.
Wow. All these Pokemon you guys suggested, I'm very excited when we get to the team comp section. I'm excited to see what Millennium's been up and running lately, or what you guys are bringing to the table. It's gonna be a good time. Okay, very cool. Well, then maybe I already got the answer for my next question by Dada Duin's answer. But who comes up with the craziest off-the-wall strategies? You guys have already said some weird Pokemon selections for sure, but even beyond that, we got macro strategies, crazy things. Who's coming up with the wild chalkboard ideas before games even start?
I'd say Dada doing, like, he's always the one coming up with crazy shit. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but when it does, it's insane,
yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
He's a crazy one for plays. Like, he want to do some crazy shit, like back taps or whatever. And I think I consider myself like the crazy theory for compositions, like weird laning or whatever that might work or might not.
Very cool. Okay, gotcha.
I think me and Dada have a little bit of it there.
That's what I was gonna say too. I think me and Gotak were the dynamic duo with picking weird stuff and doing weird strats.
Okay, good. Every team definitely needs the element of chaos. Essential, CT, Uno, you guys can handle locking down this standard gameplay, but you need to have your wild cards in the 2 of them. I love that. Good. All right, guys, last question. Who's the funniest member of the team? Who's cracking a joke when you need it the most?
Absolutely not Uno, bro. Like,
okay.
He's the most unfunny person I've seen, bro.
There's no way you routed me in the interview, bro.
Rest in peace, here.
He did say he was your biggest hater. So, like, in all defense, the precedent is there.
Jeez, I don't know.
I mean, I think we all kind of like. I mean, me and Uno were actually talking about it, but like, we very much like go off of each other.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like before, like, we have this running like thing where it's like we always check the damage at the end of every game, and whoever has the least amount of damage gets clowned on.
No, okay.
Oh yeah, they get flamed hard. It's most like, all right, like 90% of the time though, it is Uno. So,
bruh.
Like, you think it'd be me as defender, bro, but here we are.
He's well known for his 27k damage on game on Gardevoir. So.
27k Guardy, bro.
Well known. The screenshots are out there.
It was one game, bro.
That's enough.
All right. Welcome to Overdunk episode 28, the roast of Uno. That's right. We have changed up our format.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for the little bit of us, preview into how your team operates, how you guys communicate. Not exactly in-game, but let's get to some of the in-game stuff then. So, recently, we have been a part of the Unite Championship Series. You guys have had 3 major tournaments under your belt already. We're headed into another one of May Finals. How has your placements and quality been? I know you guys haven't quite hit that top 4 level yet in any of these major tournaments, but you have been performing consistently. What are your guys' placements in the last 3 tournaments?
Uno, get this one.
Yep.
Come on, Captain.
Honestly, placements were always like top 8.
Okay.
Like, top 10.
Sick.
Like we're always in that range.
Mm-hmm.
We're a very consistent team, and I feel like with every loss, we learn a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's credit to your team. Like, North America, I think, has to be, I think where everyone's in agreement, it's the most competitive region as a, broad sweeping. Like, every time there's a top 16, every single team in that top 16 is good. If you look at these other regions, we have to admit it, there's some top 16s that are sneaking in that probably shouldn't be there. I really do think that North America has, the most consistent, consistently strong top echelon of Unite play. So if you guys are in there and consistently in top 8, I mean, you proved yourselves to be at the top. So yes, you are learning and you are keeping pace, which is so important, especially with how the format works for regionals. And you got to be earning these points consistently if you want to get into that auto qualification and all that stuff. So do you guys know where you're at ranked on the leaderboard right now for teams in terms of championship points?
In terms of points, I want to say we're around 9.
Okay, round 9.
We're just shy of that top 8.
Just shy. All right, baby. We got that goal in line for this next tournament. I'm excited to see it.
Yes,
that's awesome. Okay, guys, I wanted to talk about May qualifiers bracket. So you didn't make top 4 in AOS, which meant you had to go back into the gauntlet of top 8, or of the giant, qualification runs for May finals. How did the May qualification run go for Millennium?
Anybody else want to take this one?
Yeah, bro, I got it. Dude, the May bracket honestly went pretty good.
Okay.
I think our team, we're really locking it down now. I think as far as communication goes,
cool.
I think my shot calling's gotten to the point where it needs to be, where we're making really good calls. Honestly, the games we did end up losing, I think, I'm trying to remember the games. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but the games we did end up losing were close games. And it literally just comes down to a zap flip. But throughout the rest of the game, we were just outplaying the other team just the entire game. So
right.
I'm feeling very confident coming into this finals that I think we're going to perform really well. I know we're going to be up against Sandra's Cheekies, and they got the Greedent Guardy, which has definitely been a struggle for our team. But we Greedent's something else, man. But we have a strategy that we're looking at implementing for this tourney. So I'm feeling very confident.
That's a fantastic transition. You should host this podcast. I don't know what I'm doing in this chat, but I'm going to bring up the projected bracket. So this is on stream right now. I put it up here. I can throw it in this chat too. Shout out David, owner of IX and IXGT, threw this thing together. I thought it'd be awesome to bring this up on the actual show, and we can take a look at your projected bracket, and we can see, talking about your matchup. So the first matchup you guys are going into would be against Sandra's Cheeky Children. So talk to me about that matchup. So Gardevoir, Greedent is going to be on the other side of the server for you guys. You're going to have to be running up against that. How confident are you into that team composition, and have you been planning specifically for a team composition like that?
I think yeah. You wanna take this, Uno?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the last match we got against them definitely show us that there are some Pokemons, even they're not in the meta, that can make a huge deal and even 1v9 some games if you play correctly, like their Gardevoir did. And we've been going around it and trying different stuff, different comps, and definitely we come up with something is huge. I think it's gonna even go after the game. It's gonna go work for us through our whole Pokemon career. So we're gonna be trying that more. But yeah, we going confident for this, specifically for this matchup.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I think we got something set up.
Okay, very, very cool. Do I get a sneak peek of that, or are these top secret? Like, these cannot leak?
No, we can't. We can't say nothing yet.
Okay. Well, you're not getting the $50 Venmo I was sending over
what?
before.
Dude, that's one tank of gas, man. That's tempting.
Yeah, no, you're lucky if it's only 50. Living in Chicago problems. Yes. So your first matchup, Central Chica Children. Last question about this matchup, first game. Have you matched up with them in any official tournaments yet? Beforehand?
Yeah, I think we actually, not this last one, but the one before that we did, and they ended up beating us.
Okay.
I don't know if it was 2-0 or 2-1, but yeah, the Guardy was just something we couldn't deal with.
Sure.
The comp we were running just was all mostly like short range type things, and we had no options of getting to her, and Greedent just wreaking havoc. So we did figure out something though that we can play into it.
Yeah. Too many hints already. Too many hints. Yeah. They're gonna be able to figure out what the plan is. Okay, awesome. Yeah. All right. Also, Spraggles in our chat is asking me to Venmo him. Chat, I do owe Spraggles a fair amount of money. So if you just want to pay Spraggles anytime, any donation on his YouTube chat, and then just put in the note that it's from Zoinks, that would help me out a ton. So just a heads up, if you guys are ever gonna do that. But that's not about this podcast. Let's jump back in. If you guys take down this first matchup, which you guys are very confident, I'm confident in you. You got a big cheerleader in Zoinks behind the casting chair. Don't worry. You guys will be going up against the winner of Gaming Gladiators or Trevin Antics. I think we can play the card safe here a little bit. You're probably going to be headed into Gaming Gladiators in your second round of this tournament. Now, Central Chica Children does play some kind of weird off-ball strats that you have to prep around. Gaming Gladiators, on the other hand, known to be playing some weirder stuff, but mostly just like small technical changes, like Indy playing Phantom Force Hoopa instead of Shadow Ball, things like that. Gaming Gladiators, obviously one of the best teams in all of North America. How do you go into a match against a team as strong as that? Is it all just mentality? Do you have to just be confident you can win that game the entire time? Or when you're going into that game, do you say, we have to surprise them? We have to come up with something they haven't seen to beat them? What's the key to success to defeating a team like Gaming Gladiators?
So I think confidence plays a big role in it. Like, you can't go into it being afraid, because otherwise you're just going to get crushed off the fear alone.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, the way we've been playing now is just, I'm not scared at all. Like, I actually believe that we can beat them.
Heck yeah.
And I think we will.
If I can add something to that, I think the reason Gaming Gladiators, or TTV, whatever you want to call them, I think they started out as a team, early season 1, well before a lot of other teams. So I would say that they had a lead as far as communication and macro play and stuff like that. Mechanics wise, I think they're not crazier than most of the other top players. So I think now that the game has progressed this far, a lot of other teams have caught up to them, and that's why you're seeing them not, crush every tournament first place. So I think now where we're at, I confidently can say it's probably coming down to a zap flip every game. And it sucks to say that, but they're a really good team. They're just a really good team, and I think we're a really good team, and I think it's gonna come down to a zap flip almost every game. So we'll just see how it goes. But I mean, yeah, I don't think our team really fears any team. So
gotcha. Are you still gonna run the Lucario or Machamp into a Trevenant on the other side of your top lane?
Yeah, I got a couple other picks, but yeah, I mean, it'll probably be something like that.
Gotcha.
We'll just gotta see how it goes. We might do some weird stuff, throw it in there,
Cool.
A little spice, a little shake and bake.
All right, yep, more secrets. Let's move on. Okay, if you guys do end up taking down Gaming Gladiators as well, making a crazy run, your next matchup would be out of the following teams. It would be Nemesis, SKT, IX Gaming, or Fazbins. Out of those 4, who do you think you're most likely to run into in this match? Who do you think would win all the way to get there?
CT Essentials?
Yeah, I can input that. I feel like, in my opinion, Nemesis. The reason why I choose Nemesis is because they've been together for a lot longer than Ice Gaming, and I know Ice Gaming has just been recently reformed and been changed up. Yeah. But I feel like just the way Nemesis is playing right now, they're always improving on what they're doing too. And because I also know one of the players pretty well, I'm pretty sure his confidence in his gaming is pretty well, which is Trainer LGC. So his way he plays is a really good style and very aggressive. So once they keep it on him, the rest of the team can like supplement him and be able to like cover his back. So really, I feel like they're really the stronger lane here. But I'm not saying IX Gaming won't, could outperform them as well. They did pick up some new players on their team, so I'm very curious to see how they're gonna come out at their first game at that. So yeah, I just feel like Nemesis is more the one I feel like is going to come out stronger.
Definitely. I honestly think your side of the bracket is the most interesting in terms of storylines. Like we have so many fun games on your side. Like you have the rematch versus Sandra's, and then immediately following into Gaming Gladiators, something like that. And then in the other bracket, I mean, we get to see what new IX Gaming really looks like in an official capacity. We saw them in G4 play extremely well. We saw them play in the most recent Pepper tournament play pretty extremely well too. So it'll be an interesting matchup, but they're also facing up against Nemesis, a tried and true team. It's going to be interesting. And then of course we get to see the revenge of Faz in that game 1. Faz no longer with the rest of that squad of Blossom, so maybe they can take down IX on the other side. It'll be very, very interesting. But yeah. Who do you guys think you would like to play the most? Maybe not like who's the easiest route, do you think, to end up in that tournament? But out of those 4 teams, who do you think would be the most enjoyable game for your team to play and match up against? Let's just put it between IX and Nemesis, though. Between those two, which ones would you rather see in your bracket match?
I think I'd probably say Nemesis personally, but that's more of like nothing against like IX or any other team. Mostly because their support and their attacker, we have like history with them being on Millennium as well, and I think it's just always fun to be able to play up against them. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, me and Asnable, we message like after every game and just talk about it. So I think it'd be pretty fun to play up against them. I think there's really good players, and it's always an interesting game going up against them. It's never a dull game.
No, yeah, no, definitely not. Hey, that's awesome. Okay, well, let's if you guys are winning that one and headed all the way into the winners finals, I know I'm just kind of doing a little pseudo predictions show with your team, but who do you think's gonna make it through on the other side of the bracket? You got first seed Full Send, Syndicate and Spinal of course are in there, Better TTV are also in that side of the bracket, IXGT, Overcap, Blackhand, Foreign Famous. Anybody want to give their shout to who they think is gonna make their way all the way to the winners finals, through the winners bracket?
I'll start real quick, because mine's gonna be fast. I don't know who's on any of those teams because they keep swapping players every day, so I have no idea who's gonna win, honestly. No. That's my input. I don't know who's on. Actually, only Foreign Famous I think has the exact same 5. Actually, I don't even know if they have the same 5.
Foreign Famous has not the same 5. They have Myth is back. Full Send should have the same 5 as April at the very least. Better TV, Syndicate and Spinal, brand new teams. Spinal's Red Love's team. Syndicate is Mike Spam's team, and then IXGT did have one change up. They added Chaotic, took off Black. So some different swaps. But yeah, anybody else have a prediction of who they think would make their way all the way through the winners bracket?
I'd say Blackhand.
Yeah, Blackhand. They've been pretty consistent. I think.
Yeah, I'm in between Blackhand and Full Send because they seem pretty 2 strong contenders at the moment. But yeah, I'd rather one of those 2 for me.
Yeah, that's always an exciting matchup too. I love watching Full Send versus Blackhand. There's like the perfect amount of like a little bit of beef between the players. They also have like very similar play styles, which is fun to watch. It's a good time for sure. But okay, awesome. So that is like what your perspective path to grand finals looks like. You got to take down some tough teams for sure. Gaming Gladiators and Nemesis being on your side of the bracket are some tough matchups. But hey, you guys are confident in your ability as well as you're confident in some of your very secret strategies that I do not get to look at. But I understand, of course, you guys gotta be as competitive as possible, obviously. So I'm not gonna get on you for that. But okay, very, very interesting. So I framed this question in an interesting way, but Millennium, in my mind, you guys have always been the face of consistency. You haven't quite hit like that upper, we haven't had the big major tournament win yet. You do have some wins under your belt as well, but I want to ask, do you feel like your team would be given the term like slept on in North America right now? Do you think that people are sleeping on Millennium? Or do you think that you guys haven't quite earned that respect yet with any big tournament wins? Dada, why don't we go off with you first?
Yeah, so I do think we're being a bit slept on, but
Okay.
I think more recently teams are starting to notice.
Okay.
Before it would honestly just setting up scrims with the other like top teams was hard. I think they
Really?
just didn't respect us, but now it seems like a lot of the top teams are willing to scrim and are even reaching out to us to scrim.
That's
So
awesome.
I think people are finally realizing that, we're always going to be a top team. I mean, yeah, we haven't broken into the top, 4, but
Sure.
every tournament, I don't think we don't ever get stomped, right? All our losses are always close.
Mhm.
So, and we're just consistent. So I think they'll notice soon enough.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. Yeah, I completely agree. Anybody else have any more input on that question they want to jump on?
Well, I also think like we haven't actually reached our fullest potential because
Okay.
our schedules are kind of limited. We actually practice only 2 hours every day, like three times a week.
Okay.
So definitely putting ourselves versus those who put 6 to 8 hours 4 or 5 days a week.
Right.
We prove what we can do with that limited practice schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and we hear, we get these results. So it's always on my mind thinking like, man, if we could practice like those 6 to 8 hours, like 4 times a week, like these top teams do, I'm pretty confident we could sweep the floor with them, or we can at least play at par and get that consistent top 4 every single tournament. But I'm not saying we're not gonna get it. I'm pretty sure we will. It's just it's gonna come out to switching our style or doing some tweaking that is gonna make us get those results.
Okay. Another perfect transition, by the way, because you did mention style at the end of your answer there, which I wanted to talk about before we kind of pivot into some in-game talk about Pokemon Unite. Let's talk about just playstyle. How would you classify Millennium's playstyle? Are you guys a passive team that focuses on objectives over team fights? Are you a very aggressive team that always wants to set things at your pace? I already know that a few of your players like to go for really aggro headed plays, but I want to jump down into the bot lane to answer this question because with there's 3 of you, I think that's somewhat important. Mr. CT, talk to me. How would you classify Millennium's playstyle?
I think more recently, like within like the past like couple of weeks, where we like really like sat down and kind of analyzed our own play. So we've done that like constantly, like
Okay.
after like every loss or every win, we're just like, what can we do better?
Mm-hmm.
I think I think we're kind of fluid. I'm trying to think. So in like an actual fight, I don't think we don't focus on objectives as much as other teams are.
Okay.
But I think in like fights, we try to run like a kind of like a pick where it's we're trying to get better at seeing targets and trying to get picks to give us that advantage in the fight.
Very cool.
I think, but like I said, in the past couple of weeks, we definitely started to look at that and be like, is that the best direction for us? And we've changed some things up, because as we've seen with like Full Send, where it's kind of exposing the game's vulnerability to like objectives and just how like huge objectives are in this game compared to other games.
Yes.
And so I think like it's like, if like the intention is not to flip, it can easily turn into a flip. So I think we've had to look at that and kind of adapt that into our play style.
Okay.
And just being more aware of fights, like of the environment.
Very cool. Very multifaceted. That's awesome to hear. Okay, well, guys, let's transition a little bit to in-game Pokemon Unite. So, Espeon just being added. I believe this Pokemon is legal for May Finals. Someone can correct me if that's wrong, but I'm pretty confident Pokemon should be good to go, ready to play. Gotek, you are the bot lane attacker, which I imagine gets this Pokemon if you are going to be playing it. Have you played it all with Espeon? Do you think it's competitively viable?
I did try it a couple of times, more like a couple of times, and I did try both builds. I think it's a well-rounded Pokemon. It's nothing crazy. It's not gonna be a Pokemon deciding meta.
Okay, sure.
So I'm pretty sure it's gonna have a comp around it, and it might work because it does some nice bursts. But it's just there are better options maybe.
Okay.
For what we're trying to do, for our style, for our team. So I do enjoy it. It's fun, but I just love Cram too much. I'm not gonna stop playing Cram. I want to be the #1 Cram, so fuck it.
Oh. Yes, you're good. It's just to Uno's pain, you are still gonna be playing Cram. It's all good.
Bluebird.
That blue bird, could never get rid of it. Okay, well guys, in Aeos, like you mentioned, we saw Full Send's crazy objective focus comp. It definitely did have so much flip potential. Blastoise so strong in these team fights, being able to take the team away to allow your Luca to secure, or even Blastoise secures with their own Unite. Obviously so strong. Uno, have you guys tried to adopt some of this flip meta, you know, insanity? Have you started trying to practice the Blastoise and bring that into jungle, or are you guys trying to trend away from that composition?
Well, actually, before that comp was a thing, I was already playing Blastoise.
Okay.
Our team has seen some success with it, but like with this new comp, which I hate, by the way.
Yeah.
I hate how this.
Let's get it on paper. Okay.
But nah, we don't. I don't think we tried to do a flip comp, but we're just ready for it, you know?
Okay.
Like we have things in place where if we need to do it ourselves, we will, or we have measures of stopping it, but we don't actively try to do flip comp because that shit is kind of cringe. I ain't gonna lie.
Sure.
That shit is cringe.
Sure. And so you already alluded to that there is some element of counter to the composition, which we didn't see much of, if we're being honest, until Grand Finals of Aeos Cup. It was kind of steamrolling everything until Grand Finals, and we learned that Aegislash puts in some work. Some other Pokemon are able to find counters to it. Getting these fights in early were some nice plays. I'm not going to ask you what your guys' counters are, so you're being so secretive. But obviously there are some plays around to it. Do you guys think that something like this will ever happen again? Like a comp that came out of so far to left field. Uno, well, maybe not for the players, but for the fans at home, for us casters, and I'm sure some teams, this composition was a shock that it even like showed up and was real. Do you guys think that's like capable again? Or are teams now gonna have learned that we gotta test so much more stuff? No longer is there one best composition that we have to practice and learn how to beat. Or do you think now that like there's going to be a slight focus change in most competitive teams, so we're like, we got to practice a lot and we got to like hunt for the secret techs, which it sounds like you guys are kind of already a part of. Essentials, what do you think? Do you think a composition will be able to just take a tournament by storm and stomp everything again?
Yeah, that's definitely a good question. So I feel like everyone right now is really going back to the drawing board, especially our own team. We really had to go back to the drawing board to find out, you know, what really worked for everyone together and what could counter the abilities that all these other teams are doing, like that flip comp base where I see that Full Send just did that in the tournament and amazingly took it over, right? So
yeah.
I feel like a lot of teams might try to copy that and put it on repeat.
Okay.
But you know, we also have to be ready for that and ready to also counter that situation where instead of just fighting that for certain Zapdos, we fight them to get them out of the Zapdos, right? So we really have to focus on the answers or the solutions to countering that program. Sorry, that team comp right there. Oh my god, I call that program.
We got it on the brain. It's all good.
Program.
Yeah, it's literally like, yeah, everyone's just signing up for a program basically. Like, oh wow, they're doing that and that works. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy and paste, you know, like, and let's try it too.
Yeah.
But it really comes down to like the synergy and really the focus on each of the players, right? So
for sure,
it all comes down to really minor details.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think building off of that, I mean, we even with like the previous score comp, we see that these teams across the world are taking advantage of certain aspects and certain tech that is already in Pokemon Unite, and they're just using it to their advantage and creating these comps based off of it. I think, while like we didn't fully expect it, I mean, it's not surprising to see that yet another thing was like taken advantage,
Sure.
like the power of the objectives. I think it says more about the game than anything. That something like that can be abused to such a degree that I can just full on win win a full on tournament.
Yeah. No, that is true. We probably need to see some changes. I think the biggest thing on most people, I mean, Pokemon changes. Hoopa's gotta change. That Pokemon's busted. I mean, that's ridiculous. Other changes across the board.
Hoopa jail, bro.
Yeah. Hoopa jail.
Free essentials.
Got freed from Eldegoss jail only to find themselves back in Hoopa jail.
And also it will be awesome, like, see in the future, Zap, like, even if you crushing the whole game, just a flip of Zapdos can get all that back. You know, you win the game at some points. It's just, I know it's the mechanics of the game, but they need to turn it down just a little bit, because you busted your butt off this whole game. You know, 9 minutes, and then they get the last minute Zapdos, and that's it. Yeah, like you lose the game. So hopefully we can see some of that.
Yeah, it definitely needs to see some change. I would love yeah. I like the mechanic. I've seen some suggestions. I know a lot of people are just asking for just more HP on Zapdos. I honestly think if you just cranked the HP on that Pokemon, could be better. However, then it makes some team comps like not as good, which is less fun. So I don't know. A lot of changes. Thank goodness it's not my job to change that, because I honestly don't exactly know. But yeah, I would love to see some changes to Zapdos for sure. Maybe even a placement change. I don't know. But yeah, okay, interesting enough. So guys, like we were mentioning before, we're in the middle of the Unite Championship Series. The first one, Worlds, at the end of August. Obviously going to be the goal for pretty much every competitive team right now. I mean, so much to any team to be one of the 2 representatives from North America to get to Worlds. It's going to be the place. But May Finals is another tournament chance at a win for you guys. So for your team's goals for the May Finals, what is in your mind the end goal for this tournament? Is it just like we need to win, nothing else would be considered a success, or would be hitting that top 4 mark, auto qualifying for regionals, be like, you know what, we didn't win this one, but that's still a great tournament for us. We got that top 4. That is the goal we were going for. I guess what I'm asking is, what are the main goals headed to this tournament? Uno, team captain, let's start with you.
Well, obviously the goal is to win, right?
Yeah.
We all want that first place. But if we can't do that, then I at least want that top 4.
Okay.
Because I know that we put in the time. Like I know that we can make it to that point. Like we've gotten a lot better after every tournament. Every loss teaches us something new, and then we implement that to not lose next time.
That's awesome.
And I feel like because of that, we should be able to get top 4.
That's great.
Nothing less.
Well, and I'm so excited to hear you say that. And you've said it on this show already, and multiple other of your teammates have said it on the show. And I think that's a great, theme. And just obviously everybody on Millennium is in the same page. And you guys are like, listen, like we are going to get better. We're going to get better as a squad, and not every team can boast about that. Not every team can handle, taking a loss and actually adapting it and learning from it. So fantastic. Really excited to see that that's behind, the Millennium flag, if you will, to be moving on and getting stronger and stronger, which is so cool. Anybody else want to shout? Is would top 4 be a acceptable benchmark for you guys?
I think our growth as like a whole team over like the span or the team's lifetime, our growth has been like it's been not as drastic as other new teams that form, but it's there. Our growth is always there. Like at the start where we would get, like bottom 10th place, and then we go to 8th place, and then 6th place, and vice, et cetera. And so, of course, like Uno said, the top is the goal. But like I'm proud of our success that has come before, and I know that we're I expect us to do better than we have in other previous finals.
That's awesome. Very cool.
I'll jump in as well. Anything not in top 4 it's just not going to work for me. And that's because my daughter's birthday party is the next weekend, and so I won't be able to play the last chance regional qualifier. So yeah,
Gotcha.
we need to. Yeah, we're gonna get that top 4, and if we don't get top 4, we'll make it at least top 8 in points overall, so we can be in regionals.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you got this. Dada has to be doing something because we gotta get to that birthday party. That makes sense. Uno, what are you getting Dada doing's kid for their birthday?
The wing. What else?
I don't know. Maybe a new controller so he doesn't stick drift so much.
Yeah. Fair enough. Awesome. Okay, well, guys, last couple questions about UCS and things like that. This is the end of our first season of competitive Unite, if you will. We're not end, I guess, latter half that we're entering into. What do you guys think of the format? I've seen a lot of talk about championship points on Twitter and just other podcasts and things like that. Championship points matter, championship points don't matter, and everybody has these contestings. Seeding doesn't matter, blah blah blah. What are your guys' opinions on this format? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Kind of indifferent? Anybody can speak on this one.
I'll start real quick. I think the format, I actually think the format's fine. I think you shouldn't be able to change teams as much. I think that's partial issue because that goes against the whole points thing, right? Because it makes it really awkward when you've got people with a bunch of different points and then they're mix and matching their teams and stuff, and it's very awkward. I think that you should be allowed to switch teams, but I don't know. It seems like it's too free for all, right? Like everyone's just swapping on cooldown. But the only thing I really want is just a draft mode, man. I think that'll make the game 10 times better. Yeah. And I think the tournament format though, I think it's totally fine. I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah. Hashtag Rip Grident.
Yeah. There you go.
Rest in peace, Greedent, no more.
R.I.P. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I also second where Data Doings mentioned about draft mode. I think that really should be implemented like soon, because I actually want to see the gameplay change so much that not every game has a hoopa well, that'll be cool, right? And then forces me to like change and become more versatile, right, as an actual support. Or like other players to not play their one trick all day and think like, yeah, I'm a one trick, I'm good, right? And just because you're good at that one character, are you good at everything else? Not putting shame into Gotak's Cramorant. It's nuts. He can play everything else too. So
if Gotak's Cramorant gets a ban in a draft format, you know that Millennium's made it. Like, you guys are at the top. Like, if someone's banning Cramorant against you guys, you're like, we got this.
All I'm saying is my Mr. Mime has been banned before. That's
okay.
I mean, we've thrown Gotak in the dog pit to try out a lot of things, so I'm really happy that he's like willing to learn and be versatile with other Pokemons too. So it's really good. So
cool.
Watch out, everybody.
No, okay. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Spraggles is in chat. Spraggles may be the biggest Cramorant fan in the world. So Gotak, I think you have the biggest. You have Spraggles as the fan. So we'll definitely have to spectate some more. Awesome. Yeah, guys. I mean, at this point, my 2 cents. Drafts, I would be literally shocked if it didn't come in year 2. Like, I mean, I don't think it'll come before Worlds. I really don't, but I would be so amazed. We even have like some leaks of Datamine potentially having a draft mode in there at all. I would be shocked if it didn't come to the game. I would be not surprised though if it doesn't get added to ranked. I don't know if they'd want to go away from their like 10-minute mobile game kind of setup that they are like leading into with this game. It would just add a lot of time to a already like a game that is tended to be short because of mobile attention spans. So don't know if we would see that or not, but anyway, that being said, that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about the competitive nature of this game. In terms of format and points, Dedadune, I see what you're saying about teams swapping all the time. Yes, it would be awesome if we had deterrents to make that not happen. I mean, the only thing I think of is that if we just offer prize money for every tournament and not just for like AOS and stuff, that may help for things like that. I've always been a very big proponent of, I do think that points matter. I think people are undervaluing the power of seeding like so incredibly high, especially in North America. When we talked about like the top 16 in every tournament in North America are insane. They are so good. I would way rather have a better path to bracket than having to face off one of the best teams in the league right off the first round. But that's my 2 cents on it. And I think if anybody has any more thoughts on the format, you are free to go. But otherwise, we'll move along. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, format's a boring topic anyways, but let's jump to the exciting one of World Championships. North America, we get 2 seeds for North America. Obviously, you guys are going to give yourselves the nomination for one of those slots, but if you pry into the looking glass of the future and you're to look towards August, who do you think is the other North American team most deserving of a slot at World Championships?
It's definitely an interesting question. Because it's like you've said before, so many of the North American teams are so stacked. And we're seeing like these first place getting like mixed and matched constantly.
That's true. Well, okay, let's try to narrow it a little bit more. Then, if the tournament was this weekend, if it was taking the May final slot, if regionals was this weekend, who do you think is the other team to make it?
So I think after we beat Gaming Gladiators, they probably make the losers run and make it to second place.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean they'll be pumped up, right? But they're not getting the run back. Love that. Okay. Man, more gaming gladiators love. I mean, it's so funny how just such a historically dominant team still holds the respect. I mean, second place in AOS, definitely.
I love the consistency, man. They stayed together. I really respect it.
That's true.
They didn't blow up their team as soon as they did bad in a tourney. So
man.
And the good thing I like them the most is like they're not flippers. They actually have a crazy, fantastic way to team fight around Zapdos, and they much rather not touch it at all. Yeah, and that's what I really admire.
We need some gentlemen's agreements in competitive Unite for sure. We need some no zap flip config. If anyone's gonna do it, I feel like it's Nemesis and like Rex would absolutely make that deal. He'd be like, yes. I love to hear that. Okay, Essentials. How about you then? Who's your vote for the other member of North America to represent at Worlds?
Honestly, I don't want to put myself on the boat for Gaming Gladiators, but I do. But if it wasn't them, I really do want to see Nemesis there because
interesting.
Yeah, I've seen them like grow as a team, and just because that time they really shocked me at which tournament was it? Was it in April?
March
or April?
March was when they got second with the Decidueye with
that March
3-1 trick comp.
Really showed me they have potential. At first I wasn't thinking, okay, maybe they're not gonna make that far, but no, that really shocked me and really changed my concept of wow, they were something that maybe weren't gonna make it, but to something that they're the most extremely strong team right now, and they are still a threat out there for our team and for any other team as well too. So I think that's one of my second teams I would pick that would make the world.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. I love that. Okay, let's Uno, do you have one just real quick?
I agree with Essentials. I'd say Nemesis. I think they've improved a lot over a short period of time. They have a lot of potential, and my boy AZ is there, so we got a good friend.
I love that. Okay, CT, are you the same way?
Pretty much. I think whenever you bring most deserving into the equation, I would have to put Nemesis there as well. Agree with Uno there. I could see Black Hand taking that spot. Obviously Gaming Gladiators. I'd say those are my top three, Black Hand, Nemesis, Gaming Gladiators.
Okay, awesome. I love it. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining me on Overdunk episode 28, guys. This was a really, really fantastic episode. Before we go, though, I want to give just everybody a quick chance to plug all of their stuff. If you guys want to plug your Twitch streams, Twitter, where people can find you on the internet, I want to give you guys the chance to sell out, shout out, all those kind of things. Dada doing, let's start with you.
Yeah, you can catch me at Twitch TV/DadDadDoing. Don't stream often, but I try to stream when I can. Just one of my final notes for all the other teams out there is stop sleeping on us.
There we go. I love that. That's a great shout out. All right, let's jump to the next Essentials. How about you?
Yeah, so I don't really follow my own gaming username, so it's actually kind of my in real life.
Sure.
So I go by JFongTV, which you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch as well.
Cool.
But Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay.
My Twitter is actually JKWFong, so actually my name. So, but yeah, you can find me on all those platforms. I'm just learning how to use Twitter, not gonna lie, but I'm more active on Instagram. But to my surprise, not many people use it. So if you use Instagram out there, you can definitely follow me there too about my real life stuff.
Very, very cool. If Instagram ever decides to not stop giving me 35 ads whenever I open the app, I will maybe consider doing that. GoTech, how about you?
Well, I really don't stream much. I was trying to, but you can follow me in twitch.tv/GoTechGlobal. Actually, don't follow me because I have 69 followers right now. I like that number. So
all right, yep, keep it there. Yep, good call. Nope, nobody go there. Nobody said anything. Uno, how about you? What's your plug?
Follow me on Twitter at Uno Season with 2 N's, SZNN.
Nice.
And also follow the team channel, bro. Millennium Beyond on Twitter.
Millennium Beyond on Twitter. Make sure you guys are there. I think I retweeted that account too, so make sure to get out there and find Mr. CT. How about you round out our round of plugs?
Yeah, I guess follow me on Twitter at TiredCT.
Okay.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Guys, go follow this squad. Thank you so much. A quick round of Unite Mic plugs for us. You can find every episode of Overdunk. You can find it live here on Twitch, but then we post every episode over on the YouTube, as well as wherever you can find podcasts. So, you know, everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. If you're there listening to this show already, just drop a 5-star review. Why don't you? Helps more people find the show. My co-caster, Do Snacks, also has a podcast on this channel, and it gets uploaded to YouTube as well, called Late Night Unite, which is more of a one-on-one interview style, that kind of thing. But the biggest thing, guys, upcoming this weekend on Saturday is the May finals. Make sure you turn up to cheer for this squad, Millennium, as well as all the other competitors. And guess what? You'll be finding Do Snacks and I on the broadcast again. Unite Mics bringing the heat. So we're very, very excited to be casting this tournament again, of course. But that being said, I have been Zoinks. They have been Millennium. This has been Overdunk, and we will see you guys all next time. Goodbye.